boy Big Baby Miller here. Listen, we knocking on all bums. First it's going to be Dillian Whyte, if it's going to be Joseph Parker. But you know who got the story right? Mr. Boxing Today. You check him out. He got all the latest news on the heavyweight division. And if you don't know me, you soon will. Because I'm kicking everybody ass.
Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? All right, man. So I'm on BoxingScene.com, and I see this article. It's from from yesterday, actually. And Dillian Whyte says Joshua still Tarkin rubbish. It will be a different story in a rematch. All right. This is what he had to say, man. I'm going to give my quick opinion about what Dillian Whyte had to say. He says, Anthony Joshua talks a lot of rubbish, Whyte told Sky Sports. He tries to pretend to be this bad, aggressive man whenever my name is mentioned, but he's not that way inclined. For me, it's good. The worst thing in sport is not to be talked about. My name is being mentioned with all the top heavyweights in the world. He's world champion and he's calling my name. So I'll take it as a privilege that the world champion is calling me out. I'm happy about that. All right. And he also went on to say, and he was talking about, well, Whyte feels that he can replicate some of the tactics used by Klitschko to expose Joshua in the second outing. This is what he had to say. He says, fight him again, it will be a different story, said Whyte. He's shown that he's vulnerable when he gets put under pressure. You have to keep the pressure on him. It makes it a lot easier being there once and doing it on the big stage now. I believe I'm ready now for these big fights. Everyone thinks that these guys are gods and they're invincible. They are not invincible. Well, I do agree. I don't think that these guys are gods. I don't think that nobody's invincible. I think all these heavyweights, Wilder, Joshua, Pulev, Brown, Povetkin, whoever heavyweight you name, they all can lose. There's been even though that some guys may be undefeated, there's still some type of a blueprint there to even beat some of the undefeated guys. You know what I mean? There's some punches that some of these guys seem like they can't get out the way of. Straight right hands, left hooks, uppercuts. Big guys in there throwing leather, man. So I just want to see all these guys fight. That's why I'm anticipating some of these matchups. Now, some of these matchups are happening for us. We are getting some good fights. Even not so much like the, two of the top 5 guys are fighting each other, but even some of the lower tier guys that are trying to work their way up. We are getting those fights. Whyte versus Chisora. You just had Jarrell Miller versus Gerald Washington. Adam Klonowski versus Arthur Spilka took place. Thought it was a good fight. Title contender given the undefeated prospect an opportunity. That's always great. Dominic Brazil versus Israel Gono. I thought that was a good fight. So we are getting some good fights, man. I just want to see more, and I think we will get them. Joshua's going to have to fight Pulev or Ortiz, right? One of them, I know they're leaning towards Pulev, but one of those have to take place. Joseph Parker versus Hughie Fury, 2 undefeated guys. So we are getting some good fights, but the big ones, though, the big ones we really want to see, I can't wait till we actually see those. But, yeah, man. But, Anthony Joshua has pretty much said he wanted to rematch Dillian Whyte after their first fight. If you guys remember the post-fight press conference, Anthony Joshua was saying that he wanted to fight Dillian Whyte again. Now, from the outside looking in, regardless of what Joshua says, but just as a fan looking at it, I would think he wanted to fight Dillian Whyte again because he didn't feel that it was his best performance. He thought he could have fought better. Whyte even buzzing him slightly. What was that, the second round when he buzzed him? Was it a left hook, I think? For him to even get slightly buzzed, I don't think he liked that. You know what I mean? So I think he wanted that fight again. And I think Joshua really believes that he's leaps and bounds better than Dillian Whyte. And though the fight, it drew a lot of attention. Just for a domestic level fight, that fight drew a lot of attention. There wasn't even a world title at stake. And it was a huge turnout. It did great TV ratings. So, I can see him still wanting that fight. But if Dillian Whyte does indeed work his way back up, to that position of where he has to, to where a rematch is damn near forced to take place, we might see it again. But Dillian Whyte has to keep on winning, especially if Joshua still has a title, you know what I mean? So, and as far as him being mentioned by title holders as well, shit, he is rated highly by 3 of the 4 sanctioning bodies, man. Let's just look at the sanctioning bodies really quick. I'm not going to answer that. All right, let's see here. Let's go to WBO. That's one of the, well, that's not a title that Joshua holds, but we know Parker and Huey Fury is getting ready to fight next month. But let's see here. Dillian Whyte. He is rated number 10 by the WBO, according to their new rankings. All right, let's look at the IBF. That is one of the titles that Joshua does indeed hold. Dillian Whyte's rated number 7. All right, by the IBF. Now let's look at the WBC. And he's rated number 4 by the WBC. Which one am I missing? The WBA? Is that the next one we need to look at? Let's look at the WBA. Actually, man, these rankings from the WBA, they don't even have Dillian Whyte in their top 15. Yeah, they need to update their rankings, man. They haven't done their August rankings yet. This is July. They don't have them, at least from what I'm looking at, they don't have them in the top 15 of WBA. But he needs to be in there. You know, I'm looking at guys that are in here that Dillian Whyte should be rated above. And that's a lot of these sanctioned body rankings are kind of weird, man. But just looking at the WBA, you got Guillermo Jones. Guillermo Jones is damn near going on 50 years old, man. He was a good fighter back in his day, but why is he rated number 15? I think in the last 7 years, Guillermo Jones probably fought 2 fights at heavyweight against Journeyman, and I think he won both by decision. And I think one was a majority, I believe. You know, but he has history with the WBA. I know he held a cruiserweight title there, and I think he competed for other WBA titles back in the day. You know, then you got Kayatoro Fujimoto at number 14. I think Whyte's better than him. Otto Wallen, Swedish prospect, at number 12. I think Whyte's better than him. BJ Flores at number 11. Come on, man. You know what I mean? So then they still got Klitschko at number 5. So I'm assuming when the next rankings come out, they will eradicate him from the rankings. He will not be in their rankings. So, but regardless of the fact, man, Dillian Whyte is a top 15, top 10 type of heavyweight. So, and, you know, it's not so much just the title holders are calling him out. Dillian Whyte's doing a great job of keeping the title holders' names in his mouth, too. You know what I mean? Parker, Wilder, he's always calling everybody out. So, and another thing on Dillian Whyte, man, people have been asking me, why does Dillian Whyte still have himself undefeated? Like, when you go to his Instagram account or his Twitter, let me pull up his Instagram really quick. His, like, profile or his, just the first page of his Instagram, let me see. Yeah, when you click on it, go right to his Instagram and it says, Dillian Whyte, King of South London, 22-0. All these chumps don't want to fight me, but they can't hide forever. Parker and Wilder, I'm ready. That's great that he wants to fight those guys and he's calling them out and he's a highly rated fighter within the sanctioned bodies, but I'm not sure why he still calls himself undefeated. And I believe he's 20-1. I guess he's just counting this fight over Malcolm Tan as a as a for sure victory. So, but yeah, I don't know why he keeps himself undefeated on his social media profile, man. I'm not sure. That's something you have to ask Dillian Whyte. Maybe he just having an undefeated fighter mindset, motivation for himself. I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure why he keeps himself undefeated. That's something you guys have to ask him, man. I'm not sure about that. But yeah, I noticed that after the Joshua fight, when he came back and he fought, what was the dude that he fought? Ivica Bakirin. I noticed that on his Instagram account where he was saying he was still undefeated. I'm like, whoa. And then I seen it in the Dave Allen fight, Ian Lewis. And yeah, all his fights, man, he's kept himself undefeated. So I'm not sure why he does that. But we know that he has lost one fight. He got stopped by Anthony Joshua. That is a fact. You know, but I like Dillian Whyte, though, man. You know, so he'll be fighting this weekend. Hopefully, hopefully his fight is televised. I know it's going to be on ESPN. It's on the Crawford and Dongo undercard. I know that part. But, you know, they only televise so many fights. You know what I mean? So I'm curious to see if ESPN will televise this one. Or will he's on the undercard, but will it be a part of the non-televised? I'm not sure how it's going to happen or what's going to go down in the UK. But then you got Brian Jennings on the card, too, fighting Daniel Martz. 2 notable heavyweights fighting journeymen on this Ndongo and Crawford undercard. So hopefully for my sake, for our sake, the heavyweight fans, we get to see Jennings and Whyte on the undercard, even if it is against Journeyman. I just want to see both those guys fight live. So I guess we'll see this weekend, man. But you guys, let me take in the comment section. I'm out.